with that rebranding and a start, or a fresh approach, if we might call it, by way of communication to prepare ourselves for the NDIS, what I suppose are some things that we and organisations should be doing now before full scheme rollout? So once full scheme rollout is upon us, we're not chasing our tails and thinking, gosh, we should have been doing this 12 months ago. There've got to be things that we can be doing by way of communication, internally with our own organisations, but also externally, now to get ready for the NDIS come full scheme rollout in 2016.
Absolutely. I mean, if we look at the way sort of the services work at the moment in Victoria, there's the central intake system through Department of Education, and then the referral out to a service. And that all happens, of course, with really highly skilled staff talking about the journey with families, and there's a lot of softer entry. That's something I'll talk about later in the conversation about that softer entry points. But I guess looking at the pathways for families, what can start happening now is looking at engaging maternal child health paediatricians around what it is that we're doing, what do services look like for families, so that when families are talking to the maternal child health nurse, which is a large proportion of supported referral into the scheme, we're all using the same terminology. But I think in order to do that, we need to a suggestion could be for staff to come together in team meetings and really nut out what words they're using with families, what they're comfortable with, what they're not comfortable with, what are the grey areas around confusion about services that they're doing, and having a real understanding of the services that they provide. That would also support being able to package those in a way that you can then market later down the track. But coming together, so a communication plan across an organisation is a really good thing. One of the key learnings is that all professionals should be on point in terms of the messaging. You become the face of your organisation. You need to be on point. You need to be comfortable with the things you're saying, but you can only do that if you're well informed.
Exactly right. Yeah, upskilled and educated. So I suppose a few of the things to take out of that are to not be intimidated by the language that we're using, to have consistent messaging across the specific language, and I suppose, to use a marketer's term, buzz and keywords, and to make sure that they are on point and that everyone internally in our organisation is using those same keywords to communicate those messages to staff and families.
I guess behind all of that, making sure that those buzzwords and those keywords are well understood by families.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and that to start questioning when we're saying things, do people really understand what that means? Because, and we'll talk about this later, but when money comes into the equation, people need to equate money with value. If you don't know the value in the services you deliver, how are you going to sell that? And why would families pay for it?
Exactly.
Yeah.